If you've ever felt frustrated during your weight loss journey because you don't see big gains on the scale, you're going to want to watch this video on how you can see non-scale gains that show you're actually making important progress. Hi, my name is Jennifer Gaudet. I'm a nurse practitioner and I own Everyday Wellness located right here in Wichita, Kansas. Well, today I think we're going to talk about non-scale victories, which I think is the most important thing when it comes to weight loss. Specifically, so many of us are looking at a scale, something measurable, and that way when we don't hit it, we feel like failures. So whether it's we put a lot of work into things, sometimes a lot of money into things, and then when we don't see the results, we get really discouraged and then we give up because why are we doing it? But a lot of things can be happening behind the scenes that we don't maybe necessarily, or maybe we're just not aware of. Like when we are gaining muscle and losing fat, it will cancel itself off on a basic scale. So that's what I deal with the most here with my weight loss clinic is, I get people to eat protein focused. I get them to strength train. We're in a caloric deficit because we're using medicine quite a bit. However, when that's happening at the same time, so we want to lose 10 pounds. So if we weigh 200 and we still weigh 200 4 weeks later, it's like, why did I spend all this money and all this effort for nothing? Now, a lot of times our clothes are fitting bigger, but we don't understand that because that number hasn't shifted. But what's happening behind the scenes is we are losing fat, which is making us quote unquote skinnier on the scale. But when we gain muscle, we weigh heavier because muscle weighs more than fat. So that's going up. And so when that's happening at the same time, it cancels itself out. So what I do here in the clinic is I've invested in a Fit3D scanner. So it's a body composition scanner. And it will tell you, yes, you weigh 200 pounds, but how many pounds is muscle? How many pounds is fat? And it will literally say, yes, you've lost 10 pounds in fat, you've gained 7 pounds in muscle. So it looks like you've only lost 3 pounds, but you've really lost 10 pounds of fat, which is really impressive because if you take, I don't have a whole lot of things in reach, but usually I typically will pull out like, if this is 5 pounds of fat, this is 5 pounds of muscle. It takes up less space. So sometimes that is the biggest thing that we have to learn is that numbers are not everything. I think because traditionally that is what has been drilled into us. Strictly calories in, calories out will equal the numbers getting smaller on the scale. And that's just, for a lot of factors, just not true anymore. Whether it comes to food quality, lifestyle changes that have happened over time. So it's just not the same today as it was 50 years ago. I feel like it really leads to more anxiety because you have something else that you're so focusing on and fixating on versus if you really allow people to have attainable goals, more like, do you feel better? Are you more active? How do you feel? Because then they're successful and they're like, gosh, if I can do this, what else can I do? So it's kind of like that snowball, like Dave Ramsey's snowball effect with debt stuff. It's the same. You just feel better about yourself and you start believing in yourself more. And then you challenge yourself. So other ways to manage and measure your progress outside of a scale would be your energy levels. Sometimes too, your relationships, you start sleeping better, which allows you to have more energy. So you're filling your bucket, therefore you can serve other people. So your mood will improve, your motivation will improve. If you have, young children like I do, you can keep up with them and not just kind of watch them from afar. You can play with them and all those fun things. So that's a big one for me and a lot of my clients. Older people, it's really fun to get them active again because they're so used to being, I can go out and do something for about 20 minutes, but then I have to go home and take a nap. So it's really fun to see people not only physically look better, but you can just really see like the light come back in their eyes again to really be living a tuned in life. And they're really plugged in and living versus just kind of skating through. So when we're talking about digestion and gut health on a GLP-1, it gets really tricky just because GLP-1s will directly affect the GI system. It's going to slow it down quite a bit. We're going to be eating less than we typically are used to. And for those of us that have been very focused on food for a large portion of our life, and we turn that off with the GLP-1s, and we're not thinking about food all the time anymore, it's really easy to forget to eat. People like that feeling. I've had that feeling too when I first started it. And that's not healthy for us either, because that's another just unhealthy relationship with food if we go that route. So we really got to focus on eating good, high protein foods just to keep our muscle mass up, but then we can't forget the fiber either. So usually if we have enough protein, we'll get fuller, stay fuller longer and have what we need. But if we don't get in that fiber, then we're going to get really constipated. And then people just don't feel good, right? If you go a few days without having a bowel movement, you're going to get real irritable real fast. So usually what I do is tell people you can have chia seeds in your protein shakes. Chia seed puddings help really good, or help really well, just because that's a superfood. So there's a lot of good benefits that come along with chia seeds. Salads, fruits, vegetables, those are really great to get lots of minerals and vitamins in general, in addition to fiber. And then when we do all of that, things still happen. So then we start talking about taking some stool softeners, sometimes some laxatives if it gets really out of control. So in my bathroom, I have a cabinet that is not directly on the floor, and my scale is in front of it. So when I'm getting neurotic about my weight, I kick it underneath there and I stop getting on it. So if you're the type of person where weighing every day helps keep you accountable, great. If you're the type of person that sits on the scale and it makes you mad at yourself or upset at yourself and disappointed in yourself, then you don't need to step on that scale. I tell my clients, I can use the fit of your clothes and what you report to me as a success. So I've had clients that have lost 100 pounds, and we started with, I wear a double XL uniform at work, and now they wear a medium. I don't need, there are some providers that are going to require height and weight every single time. But being one of those patients myself, I know how just having to say your weight or look at it, or it's very detrimental to our mental health sometimes, because we feel like a failure if it's not a certain number. So to me, I don't need a weight. We can just use how you feel when you look in the mirror. That is my goal for everybody. When you look in the mirror, you feel good with what you see, because until that happens, you're always going to be chasing something. We have to work here. So to summarize the topics in this video, I would really empower you to really do a deep dive in, are you ready to live a healthier life? Not, are you ready to lose 20 pounds? Are you ready to really make a lifestyle change? Because we're gonna really need to focus on nutrition, exercise. What kind of life do you wanna live? And when you're ready to live a healthier lifestyle and you're ready to dial in and do that work and do some inner work as well, then it's time for you to find that provider that best matches what you're looking for.